Today I'm going to show you the 2017 crime, drama, and thriller movie Shot Caller. Beware of spoilers. Take caution and be cautious. Money apologizes in a letter to his son for the life he's led and expresses his hope that the boy won't follow in his footsteps. He informs him that this will be the last time he hears from him, that he loves him and that he is proud of him. He wants him to look after his mother and then go on. The envelope is sealed with money as the alarm goes off. When the guards arrive at the cell block, they discover that one of the inmates has hanged himself. A security named Roberts places Money in handcuffs and takes him out of the cell block. The release papers, $200, and a temporary ID are given to Money. He is given good luck wishes and directed to a van that will drive him to the railway station. When Money exits the train, Shotgun and Howie are there to greet him. They pick him up and inform him that they would purchase him some new clothing and take him out to dinner. A police officer named Kutcher receives word that a felon is holding a teenage girl prisoner in his home. He approaches the door and knocks, but nobody answers. He is shot through the door instead, but he is donning a vest. Kutcher storms the scene and murders the culprit. Money attends a party with lots of alcohol and drugs thanks to his friends. He attempts to relax by washing his face in the bathroom. When he exits, a female is waiting for him on the bed in her birthday suit. Since he is not a simpleton, he instructs her to put her clothing back on. When everyone is back in the living room, gunfire is let out through the window, with one bullet striking the girl. Money's companions lead him out, and a younger gang member named Howie offers to drive him home. Money eventually asks him to pull over before dropping him off. He assures Howie that he will reserve a hotel room and would meet him there the next morning with 2 prepaid cell phones. It was 10 years ago. Basketball is played by Money and a few of his co-workers. In the locker room, he talks with Tom about some business plans. They will be further upon at dinner that night. Josh, Money's son, is eating dinner in the kitchen when he gets home and he greets him. He goes upstairs and welcomes his wife, who talks about the design school project she is working on. Both of them prepare for their dinner date with Tom and his wife. At dinner, they all enjoy themselves while drinking many bottles of wine. Money takes the wheel as they travel back home, and they all begin discussing their upcoming date night. Money runs a red light while distracted, causing a collision that kills Tom. He gets sentenced to jail for manslaughter. According to his attorney, he faces up to 7 years in prison if he chooses to contest the charge, but only 16 months if he enters a guilty plea. When his wife arrives to speak with him, he describes the circumstances. She wants to pay for his bail and take the matter to court, but Money argues that taking the plea will allow him to return to her sooner. Kutcher meets with his colleagues' officers in the present to talk about the illegal gun trade they're attempting to shut down. Given that it has only been a week since his shooting, his co-workers advise him to keep out of it, but he is adamant about taking part in the bust. The following morning, Howie joins Money at his hotel, and they both take a car to a nearby flower shop. Money approaches Herman inside and they have a conversation in a back area. They talk about the gun trade and the power structure. Money had been particularly requested by Herman for this project. After that, Howie and Money travel to a diner where Money queries the youngster about how he first learned about the guns. Howie informs him that while he was deployed in Afghanistan, he came upon them. When Shotgun arrives in the diner, he requests to talk with Money outside. He explains that he knows who carried out the drive-by at the party the night before and that he wants to track them down. Shotgun is told to forget about it by Money, who becomes irate and warns them not to draw attention to themselves until they have completed the gun purchase. Howie is confronted by Money, who is angry with him for revealing Shotgun's whereabouts. Howie should only answer to him, he makes plain. Kutcher, Money's parole officer, photographs his gang tattoos to make sure he hasn't obtained any new ones as he checks up with him later. Money denies attending the party the night before when Kutcher questions him about it. He shows Kutcher a hotel receipt as evidence, but Kutcher doesn't accept it. Young Money is traveling to prison by bus and will be housed with the more dangerous inmates due to his manslaughter accusation. The inmates catcall and mock the prisoners as they are led inside. Money settles down and chooses a bunk. One of the incoming inmates is restrained and mistreated that night as the on-duty guard exits to use the restroom. Money makes the decision to avoid being exploited while he is here. The following day, a prisoner confronts Money in the yard of the facility and appears to already be upset with him. Money chooses to start the fight by punching the man after noticing that the other inmates are looking on. By pepper spraying the men, The guards break up the altercation and lead Money to a cell. Money is asked to meet with some of the other prisoners who wanted to recruit him after realizing his potential the following day in the yard. They are a white supremacist gang, and Bottles, the leader, tells him to rapidly join a gang because nobody succeeds in prison by themselves. When Money and Kate meet one another later, she informs him that Tom's wife will be suing them for the tragic death of her husband. She is told by Money to sell the house in order to pay for the case, but she rejects this. She informs him that she plans to leave design school and get employment instead. Money is concerned by this and asks her to guarantee that his error won't have an impact on her life. As a test, they have Money smuggle a balloon filled with drugs from the main level to the yard after he agrees to join the gang. Money is instructed to apply lubrication and stuff it up his butt when he inquires about how he is meant to get away with this. He hesitantly consents, already fearing the repercussions of disappointing them. He installs the balloon that evening, and the following morning on the yard, one of the residents watches over him as he removes it. He then brings it to Bottles, who is happy to receive it. Money returns to the present and has supper with his wife, Kate. She rejects the cash he offers her in an envelope. She is upset with him since he hasn't spoken to her or Josh in 7 years, and she doesn't want his gang's money. The money he is trying to give her is clean, he assures her, and after she notarizes it, it will be the last time she sees him. Later, Money and the rest of the crew debate the gun sale during a punk concert. They check to see if the weapons are all still safely stored in the locker. To load the storage unit, they intend to drive a moving truck there. During the meeting, Shotgun exhibits preoccupied and tense behavior. Money informs Howie that he's going to take the truck once they split up. He observes Shotgun conversing with Kutcher as he follows him to the Mexican restaurant's parking area. As a spy for the gun trade, Shotgun has been working with Kutcher, and Kutcher wants him to wear a wire. Shotgun objects, warning that the gang will kill him if they discover him wearing it. They settle on just keeping tabs on Shotgun's phone, but Kutcher cautions him that if he loses service even for a split second, they'll make sure his girlfriend is kept behind bars and Shotgun will be taken back. Money returns to his hotel room to work out restlessly after being frustrated by what he saw. He looks through family portraits and arranges everything nicely on the bed. The following day, Kate visits Money to inform him that she had the money notarized. Even though Money urged her not to, she brought Josh. Josh asks his father to return home with them so they can help him since he is angry with him for avoiding them for such a long time. Money slams the door in Josh's face after telling him to forget about him and refusing. No matter how much he tries, he is unable to include them in his new life. He realizes that police are keeping an eye on him outside his hotel, so he escapes via the bathroom window and hails a cab to meet Howie. He inquires as to how he came to know Shotgun, and Howie replies that he knew a man in Afghanistan who was constantly gushing about the white supremacist gang he was a part of. The man introduced him to Shotgun when they returned home. Back in the jail days, Bottles tells Money in the yard that he needs Money to kill a snitch for them because in prison, you are either a fighter or a victim. The guards let them all out of their cells to walk to the yard as Money and another gang member prepare to execute the alleged rat. They drag the victim into a cell, where Money stabs him to death, before changing into new clothes and continuing to move about with the other inmates as if nothing had happened. Money is required to take part in a jail riot on the yard as additional proof of his gang loyalty. The battle starts once everyone prepares and draws their weapons. The majority of people are stabbed, several people are killed, and Money is able to kill a person who was aiming to kill one of their members. To stop the brawl, the guards begin shooting at the inmates, forcing everyone to lie down. Money notices a camera on the wall and realizes that it must have captured him on film when he looked up at it. Money is given an additional 9 years in prison for his involvement in the prison riot and the man's death in court, in front of Kate. He tells Kate to ignore him as he is led away. Money is sent to a section of the prison with enhanced security and given a new cell with another inmate. Since they are both a part of the same gang, they get along and exercise together. They are separated into cages for their daily hour of yard time to prevent riots. One of the gang's more senior members, Redwood, is introduced to Money by his new cellmate. While still incarcerated, Money receives divorce papers and signs them, happy that his wife is moving on. Money is forced to engage in combat with another prisoner while both of them are in handcuffs in front of Redwood when they are carried to the yard. Guards using pepper spray immediately break up the fight. One day, Roberts brings Money to the cage next to their gang boss, the Beast, so they may have a private conversation. The Beast reveals that while many police officers mistakenly believe they are in command in prison, the prisoners actually hold that position. He reveals that Roberts is a guard for their group and is one of the guards. The Beast offers Money a higher position in the gang, along with a private cell and a ton of reading material. Cash is accepted. Years later, as Money is about to be freed from prison, the Beast calls him and gives him instructions on how to conduct a significant gun sale after his release. Money complains, wanting to regain control of his life, but the Beast retorts that his loyalty to the group will end when he's 6 feet deep and threatens his family. In the present, Money visits a hardware store and purchases a number of items to aid in his cover-up. He reveals to the group that he would be picking up Shotgun from his home in order to complete the agreement. When he arrives, he accuses Shotgun of being a rat and then kills him. To help the cops discover it, he places Shotgun's phone in his hand. When Kutcher discovers Shotgun's body and the phone, he uses it to inquire about the location of the upcoming gun trade, and Money responds while acting as though Shotgun is still alive. When Kutcher's men get at Money's hotel room to search it, they find that he has already left. Money stops at a gas station to get some supplies. He informs the others when he gets to the storage unit that Shotgun wasn't there when he went to get him. They begin putting the guns in the vehicle when he persuades them to carry out the agreement nonetheless. Money makes sure his phone is on so the police can track it as they travel to the drop-off location. Kutcher receives the coordinates as well. Money rides in the passenger seat as Howie operates the truck. The remainder of the gang is armed in the back. How many firearms are actually there? Money demands while holding a gun to Howie's head. Howie informs him that there are 1,000 more at a different storage facility and that he had already agreed to sell them to Shotgun before he ever met Money. Money instructs him to exit the vehicle and vanish, warning that if he ever hears of him again, he will track him down and murder him. Howie agrees, and Money moves on to the drop-off location, where he informs the rest of his group that he left Howie there to serve as a scout. When he sees Herman, he informs him that Shotgun was a rat and has been dealt with. He then informs him of the other 1,000 guns and advises that they complete the transaction to satisfy everyone and then divide the proceeds from the other guns. As another truck arrives to pick up the goods, they shake hands on it. As Herman and Money are checking the amount of money the other men have given them, the police close in and begin shooting. Money and Herman are sent behind bars. Kutcher attempts to strike a deal with Money after he is sent back to prison. Money has the option of walking free if he surrenders the Beast, but he refuses and declares that he will spend his time on death row. When he is brought back to his cell by himself, he takes out the razor he had stashed up his butt. Roberts leads him outside to the Beast's separate cages where they will meet. The Beast threatens to kill Money's family because he is enraged that Money killed Shotgun and brought everyone to justice. Money grabs Roberts by the razor and locks him in the cage as Roberts comes over to take Money back inside. He unlocks the Beast's cage with Roberts' key. He lunges at him, but Money kills Beast by slitting his throat. Money forces Roberts to consent to writing a report in which he claims that the Beast assaulted him first and that he was only acting in self-defense before releasing him. Additionally, Roberts must consent to have his death row sentence commuted to a life term. Roberts concurs with everything because, according to him, he is in command now that he killed the Beast. Later, Kutcher receives a text message from Money with the directions to the storage facility, where he discovers the second cache of weapons. Money gets a letter from his son one day. He will attempt to move on now that he has finally accepted reality. It's over. I appreciate you viewing. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.